you will not make a nickel for 18 months. And you have to work every single day, 6 to 8 hours for 18 months, a year and a half before you get to get any money. Ultimately, you decide if you're gonna live or not. Am I just gonna get through life, or am I gonna live? Because it's a fucking choice. I mean, you literally decide that. And some people decide it when they're 70 and it's too late. Must be Dane.
Yeah.
Dane, I'm Shawn.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Bailey.
Bailey?
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
You guys brothers?
No, wow, we get that question.
They look like brothers. Okay, that helps me get an idea, so I focus on the right stuff. But Kevin, these guys want to start a clothing company. We'll be back. So Kevin had his own clothing line for years. So it was lifestyle clothing. It was all kind of based on, you know, it's your 24-hour a day, get the most out of it. So he did some fitness wear. He did just some badass stuff. He busted ass, learned a lot about marketing. He's a phenomenal designer. He designs all of our logos, all of our t-shirts. What he ran into is, one, it's a lonely road being by yourself, because it was always him against the world. And he just couldn't break through to get enough volume. He busted his ass. He put a lot of effort into his clothing line. My first company was tearing apart lawnmowers and selling parts on eBay. That lasted 3 weeks. I got the first lawnmower for free from my dad, tore it apart, and made $158. And I was like, fuck, I can make a lot of money. This is an old junk lawnmower. Then I got 2 more of them, paid $5 each for them, and lost like $7 on both of them. So I went and did research and found out the first one I got from my dad was a 2-stroke Lawn Boy, which didn't exist anymore. You couldn't get carburetors for them. You couldn't get the pull for them, the recoil. That's why I made so much money on it. The $5 Murray, you can go buy the parts on eBay for $3. So why would they bother? And by the time I had to ship it with no volume, I basically lost money. And I found out you can't afford to ship people the wheels, because the wheels take too much of a flat rate box and it costs too much to ship them. So I shut that one down. Then I was making little grills for Dodge Daytona pickup truck front hood scoops. And I had a guy send one back and say, keep my money, this is such a piece of shit, I'd rather just donate it to you so you go find something else to do. So that hurt my feelings. I quit that business. I sold about 10 of those. I thought it was good enough, but apparently he didn't. He said my installer couldn't even get it to fit, and I was like, you paid somebody to install a $30 item off of eBay. So I got out of that one. That was a fail. And then my first real one was booking chiropractic appointments online. So we built a whole scheduling thing that chiropractors could subscribe with us, and then their patients on a Sunday night could just go on there, find the doctor they like, find an open time, and click it, and now they're booked. And they would get a fax and an email and then just show up in the morning. And it worked really well, and then a whole bunch of companies came out with the same thing and gave it away for free. And then just sold advertising on their pages. So they took my business idea and turned it into a worthless idea. So after 3 years and losing $40,000, we got out of it and realized it was dead. So the moral of that story is, if you're determined you have to do something, keep trying. Keep the costs low. I never should have spent that. I spent 15 grand of that 40 on lawyers, getting all my legal shit. I shouldn't have done any of that. Same thing with all the accounting. I do it all myself. I learned QuickBooks on YouTube, and you know, it keeps all the costs down. Then you can start a business for almost nothing. Buy 10 of them. If it doesn't work out, Christmas presents. And that's what we do all the time. My family's all getting a hoodie from here for Christmas. We started this whole thing with $1,500. So we thought about what would we get the most bang for our buck, and it was stickers. When I got quotes on stickers, that was the cheapest thing I could do. So we invented the 24-inch custom offsets decal that goes up and down your windshield, which is now pretty infamous, and it shows up everywhere. I've given out 60,000 of them to date. Now you get one with every single wheel, entire order. Pretty much if you buy anything from me, I'm giving you a sticker. But the reason is that's the first thing we did. We took our $1,500 and we bought about 700 in stickers and 700 in t-shirts. And we would sell one sticker for 15 bucks, which would then pay for us to give away 10. We'd sell one, give away 10, sell one, give away 10. The biggest thing that you have to realize, and you could be an anomaly and this wouldn't be true, but you will not make a nickel for 18 months. And you have to work every single day, 6 to 8 hours for 18 months, a year and a half before you get to get any money. And if you're not ready for that or willing to do that, you shouldn't even try, because it's not going to happen. You'll get impatient and you'll get frustrated, but you have to be willing to do that. And that's the hardest part. That's why most people give up, because they thought after 6 months they should be making some money.
So much money.
I'm a small business owner. I got my own business. I'm the CEO. You know, it's fun filling out everything CEO until you realize that the CEO isn't getting paid a year later.
Yeah.
CEO pays like shit in a small business until you get established. I was making $180,000 a year at the hospital when I quit and came to custom offsets full time. Ben and I were only allowing ourselves to make $20,000 a year when I quit. So I went from $180,000 on a Friday. That Monday I was making $20,000 a year. But I knew that if the metrics were going, I knew if I put my head down, I could get there. So I set all my budgets, paid everything off I could, because when you buy inventory, did you know that I've got bucks back there and I have to claim on my taxes? And that was a huge kick in the nuts, because I didn't plan for it, I didn't save for it, I had no fucking clue that you have to pay for inventory. And it was like, you know, that's the shit that you're not ready for, that you just have to stomach through and know that you just got to tell yourself it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work, because you have to watch the metrics. How are your site visits doing? How are your Facebook likes? So one of the things that happens, I wish I could think of them right now, I get inquiries every single week from 18, 19, 20-year-olds that want to start a shop or start a detail company, or they already have. And they'll say, what advice do you have for me? And I'll say, tell me what your page is. I go out to their Facebook, then I look and see, did they post two to three times every single day, 7 days a week? Because if they didn't, they aren't trying and they won't make it. So he hasn't posted since Tuesday, he's fucked. It's all about commitment. I don't know if you follow Gary Vee at all, Gary Vaynerchuk. Just listen to him. You don't need to listen to me. He'll tell you if you aren't posting on your page, you aren't gonna make it, period. And so any guys that ask me for help, I look at this and I say, you're not even doing what you know you're supposed to do, I'm not helping you. Because it'll be a waste of my time. And it's fake for you to think you're gonna make it if you won't do the easiest thing. I used to work in manufacturing, and we would always go to do, I was an improvement guy, so I went around every 3 to 6 months, I'd have a new assignment. And I'd go and shake up an area and try to improve it. The first thing we started with was called 5S. Sweep, shine, put your shit in order, it's set in order. So basically everything has a place, there's a place for everything, sweep up at the end of the day. If they couldn't accomplish that, we would never move on. Because if you can't sweep up at the end of the day, you definitely ain't gonna handle the rest of what I got coming for you. And we would tell the manager or the supervisor, until you can get them to clean up for you, they can never accomplish anything. And that's why, even though this is a clusterfuck, because there's way too many people in here, if you look around, it's actually clean and semi-organized. And once we have the new shop, it'll be mega organized, because we'll actually have room. And they have so much equipment, we're starting to hang it on any wall we can. But if you can't get the principles down, then you will not succeed. And that's, when it comes to marketing, Facebook posting 2 times a day is a principle. If you can't do that, you cannot succeed. If you go back all the way to the beginning of custom offsets, you'll see that I was posting every fucking day. We post 65 times a day on Facebook right now, because that's how many people are loading their vehicles every single day, plus all of our ads and advertising. We have a set schedule of what goes up every single day. And I go back and check, and Junior goes back and check, and Alec goes back and check, and they get it up or they get an ass chewing, because that consistency is what's making us so awesome and the reason that we're crushing it. The good news is, if you spend a little bit of money and you're super consistent and it still fails, at least you learn to be consistent. Now go find something that's a better idea and be super consistent and be super structured and get that one to work. As long as you get that down, you'll eventually find one that hits. And I fail at all sorts of stuff. But that's my really long answer to your question. The first thing is, try something simple. If you can't stick with it, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward that this isn't your thing, or that you don't care enough about it, or that you're just not motivated by doing it. Because that year and a half is a long fucking year and a half of posting 2 times a day, every single day. But by putting in the time and putting in the effort, she recently sent me a message and said, yep, you were right, that was the answer. And she said, now can I have more advice? Because that's how I work. If you don't do what I tell you to in round 1, there is no round 2. Because I'm not going to waste my time, and I don't want to waste anybody else's time. It's tenacity. It's the resilience to just hammer fucking home. It comes down to how much your wife will let you work. And how much you can ditch Fuller.
You snuck out on me.
Oh no!
Good deal?
Yeah.
All right, if you guys can shovel on your way out, that'd be great.
Oh.
We'll see you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.